Spring love, come back to me. Do you know you're my fantasy girl? Do you know those songs?
I just turned on the volume. That hurt my ears.
Do you know them though? Do you know what they are?
No,
Okay.
I did not.
So in the past, I went to an 80s freestyle concert. So 80s freestyle is sort of like house music, but they have different artists that come up. They sort of were like one hit wonders. Some of them still, exist. But in order to make, I guess, residuals, they go on little tours around the world and, or around the United States, and they try to basically keep the paycheck coming in from their songs that they were once hit back in the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
So I bring that up because a lot of parents, they don't teach the kids like the old school stuff that they grew up on, like rotary phone, camcorder, things like that. So it was funny because the hype man was like, where am I 20 to 30? And you hear, eh. And then he was like, where's my 30 to 40? And then you hear like, ah. And then when he goes, where's my 40 to 50? Ah, the crowd went crazy. Where's my 50 to 60? Ah, the crowd went crazy. Because these young kids nowadays, they don't really know what that is. They're so stuck onto this mumble rap, whatever kind of music you're listening to now, which brings me up to this. So you see this? What is this, Mike?
You tell me.
You don't know what this is?
Why do I gotta know this stuff?
Do you know what this is?
Yes, I know what it is.
It's a video cassette tape, correct?
Yep.
You put it into a VCR and you hit play and it shows. So I had this young kid, millennial, Gen Z, or whatever he was, and I showed him this. I said, what is this? And he goes, oh, it's a DVD for a DVD player. And I said, what? He was like, yeah, it's for the DVD player. And I said, no, dude, this is not for the DVD player. The DVD players are the CDs. This is not one of those. So he was like, oh, it's the thing that you take, that you put it into a black box. And when you put it in, you press a button and it shows. And I was like, yes, it's a VCR. This is a video cassette tape. It's for a VCR. So you put it in, you hit play, and it just shows. And I think parents need to do that more with the kids. I think they need to show them the old school stuff, the old school ways, show them like how we used to dress, show them how we used to listen, what kind of music we used to listen to, and things like that. Because these kids nowadays, to have conversations with them about that stuff, they don't even know. They don't even know at all.
I'm not supposed to. This is why you should have kids.
Yeah, no way. No way at all. I got enough with my nieces and nephew for me to just show them and share my knowledge with them and my wisdom. So from that, I went to a Dave Matthews concert. Again, I'm probably showing my age, but I did a Dave Matthews concert, was pretty good. Do you know Dave Matthews?
I've heard of them. I don't know what their music is.
So they're sort of like alternative indie rock, I guess, or whatnot, but they play really good songs. And again, the crowd is much older, but it was great to see that a lot of parents were bringing in their kids for the first time to go see them and, share with them the music that they like to listen to and everything else. So I was like, okay, that's cool. That's cool to be able to share that experience with them and whatnot. But have you ever been to, you don't do concerts though, do you?
I don't know.
Nothing at all?
No.
So let me ask you, when you work out, what kind of music you listen to?
Motivation, or I listen to like the news.
While you're working out?
Yeah.
Oh God, that's terrible. How does that pump you up?
It doesn't. It's called two birds, one stone.
Two birds with one stone. Listen to the news, get your workout done, listen to news, see what the marketing world is like and everything else.
Yeah. Well, I'm doing
cardio. I need to listen to EDM. I listen to EDM when I work out. I like that.
I don't do anything for like fun, really. It all has a purpose, man. If I'm really tired and I'm having low things where I'm having like negative thoughts, man, I put on motivational video, like motivation music or videos. It's just to get my mind right. So if not, I'm listening to something about finance. So it's either finance, and if something's going on in the head, then we put on some motivation to kind of get it all right. But I don't know. I don't think you're supposed to be pumped up for the gym. I don't think you're supposed to be like having a great time dancing. It's there to fucking suffer and suck and then just get on with your day. It's just, I don't know. Like, I don't really have like this idea of it. It's just like, it's just there to do a task and you're done with the task and you go on to the next ones.
I don't know. I gotta bob my head. Like I said, I like EDM just because it has a high beat tempo and everything else, and I just feel stronger listening to it. I feel like I want to do more weight, more reps, more sets, whatever, to where I'm just like just going at it. So I follow this sort of bodybuilder slash weightlifter, whatnot. I don't know if you ever heard his name, Joey Swole.
Yeah.
So I like watching him because I like that he brings up a lot of, I guess, people do what they call gym shaming.
Mm-hmm.
So these people are going out there and I guess recording themselves. But then if somebody interrupts or interferes with what they're recording, then they want to post it on social media like, oh, look at this jerk behind me, like why he had to get in my cut. And then I
Mm.
like that Joey Swole goes out there and he basically dings them, like just goes at it to that person that posted that video and basically tells them, like, dude, why you had a gym shame? Like, we get it, like, you know, you want to record yourself, like you record your progress and everything else, but it's like, did you really need to include where you were dissing that person behind the screen? Have you ever dealt with that? Any gym shaming?
Dude, I've been working out from home for the last like since the pandemic. I don't have to deal with people. I love it. It's a beautiful thing.
You never, but you used to have membership for the gym?
Yeah, I mean, but it was at the Marine, like it was like on like a Marine base, so like you ain't got to deal with nothing.
Hmm. I don't
Yeah,
know. I
I'm
go
telling you,
to
I live a really boring life, man. I don't have anything like that. It don't really bother me.
I go to Anytime Fitness and I haven't seen none of that yet. I've seen people record themselves and everything else, but I'm just like, I don't know why they do it, but I guess they want to see if they're making any mistakes, their form and everything else.
Hmm.
So I'm just like, but I like that he calls people out on it. It was pretty good. So I started following him on that just to see what other ridiculous people are posting on there, thinking that they could get away with it. And the good thing is too that he actually sends it to the gym brand. So like 24-hour fitness, you
Mm,
know, whatever gym, Planet Fitness and whatnot, and they actually take action, which is good. So they'll see that person, see if there's a member there, and then they'll basically tell them, "Hey, you can't come to the gym no more," until
that
they sort
sucks.
of apologize or whatnot. So, but yeah, so it's been a fun filled time for me so far. I'm going to DR in a couple of, I think, next 2 weeks,
Hmm.
going out there for vacation, everything else. I got to keep living it up. I can't
Why is
get too
that?
complacent living in Florida anymore. I need to keep keeping myself traveling and doing other things, change of scenery, change of faces, and everything.
That's
You
what it
said,
is
why
for
is
you.
that?
Is this what it is for you?
Yeah, I have to. I have to get out. This is the longest I've been in one place. Travis for me was the one of the longest. It was 5 years, and I already was like, it's time to go. And I feel like I keep that's still in me. That itch, that urge to move on, and everything else is in me.
What are you gonna do about your
So,
brother?
well, we'll have to figure it out. See what's gonna
Mm.
happen from there as far as with the home and everything else. But I mean, I'll give enough time to be able to for us to plan and see where we're gonna go from there. I just feel like I see all these other people doing their videos, traveling and everything else, and I'm just like, I want to do that. I want to be able just to still go out and venture and still just see other countries and do other things versus just here in Orlando.
Be like you're
So
married, pretty much. Just you come home, watch
yeah,
TV.
that's
What
it.
are you watch your shows? Go to bed
That's
at night.
it. That's it. What's for
Put your beds
dinner?
together.
Clean the house.
Y'all are a married couple then. Welcome. It's not really like that though, but it's like that's pretty much like
We're
pretty close
roommates.
though.
We're good roommates.
Y'all ain't roommates, y'all are a couple, whether y'all want to admit it or not.
But yeah, so that's I don't know. I've just been feeling the urge to still want to go and travel and make the most of it while I can. So, and I got to figure out what's left with the GI Bill. I got to call these people and see what's left over and see what I can finish up to spend it. I need to get rid of it. I can't afford to still have money there since it ain't gonna go to nobody. So I've been contemplating on continuing school or go for a cybersecurity certification. So I'm thinking of either doing one or the other. But again, that
Yeah.
all falls back to see how much money is left in it for me since I've already completed my master's and everything else. What's left in there that I can still use? So I got to figure that stuff
figure that
out.
out. Especially if you're gonna go back to the matrix and go back into work.
I gotta take the which one is it? The blue pills, the real world.
I'm not in the real world either no more.
I gotta be like you said. What you told me earlier, I'm doing stuff that you're allergic to.
Yeah,
It's
work,
doing
man.
work.
You're allergic to it, especially like there's no days off. There's like working on shit. Like again, I get out when I get done here. I got a meeting to go to for something else, and so. Like when you tell people like, oh, like I had someone call me and I was like, oh, I'm in a meeting and it was on a Saturday. I think they're like, shut the fuck up. Like they're lying. I'm like, no, I'm actually in a meeting right now. And I'm not going to take your phone call. I have meetings on weekends. I have meetings at night. But I think, man, I think a lot of it, like the entrepreneur life, I don't think it's made for everybody. I don't think everybody should be doing this.
Right.
You got to be somewhat fucking insane to be doing this nonstop just for the chance to try to make it. You know what I mean? Like it's just a try to make something of yourself and make a business.
Mm-hmm.
You're fucking crazy, man. You got to be a crazy person.
But I think the outlook that you have is, like you said, you want to work for yourself. You don't really want to work for anybody else. Because I mean, I think that's what makes it a little bit more difficult is, like you said, the entrepreneurship is not really for everybody. Those who are willing to do it have to commit to it. But I mean, I look at LinkedIn, man, and sometimes I feel bad for some of the people because they're just like posting in there like, whoever's hiring, hit me up. Can we connect? I mean, there's a lot of people on there that are still hurting on getting jobs, and it's like a lot of them don't really have the tenacity to be like, hey, let me go into business for myself. Because I sure don't. I mean, I never really thought about to do it, but it's just like, I don't know. It just seems like it would just be too much to try to do it. But
you don't want to do it.
If they have your mindset to where they could be like, just let me focus and stay disciplined to do this and that. But I mean, plus you also need revenue, right? You need money to be able to do what you need to do and be able to put into it versus just hoping that things are just going to magically work out for you.
You're just trying to make it. Like, honestly, that's what it really is. That's why I say it's a crazy thing. It's one of those ones where you're just like, hey man, like we're going to pay the bills for right now. And what happened next month, we'll figure that out then. Right now, we're just trying to make it. Yeah. It seems crazy, man. And like, that's why I don't think it's for everybody, because that's really what it is until you hit it. But you just got to hit that. You're going to hit that a lot. That's going to be your story. And then one day you're going to pop through. And next thing you know, man, you're struggling to make bills. And now you're struggling how to keep it because you got to pay a lot of taxes. Yeah. But yeah, that's really what it is, man. You're just sitting there and you're just like, fuck, I don't know how I'm going to make this bill. I don't know how to make this payment. And that's the reality of life. And that's why people quit. Yeah. Like, it's not fun. It's not, again, man, like entrepreneurship is not something that I think everyone should do. I think it should be the opposite. I think you should talk more people out of doing it than you should be like, hey, you should do this. Yeah. So when I talk to people, I'm like, man, like it's not fun. You know what I mean? I get up every day and I do the same thing over and over again, putting more work into it, hoping that it's going to work. Man, for months, nothing. You get nothing, man. Your family sees you and you're just fucking hustling away. And it's like, well, you want a penny pinch too, because you're trying to make sure that you got more money. You're trying to do all these things because you're not making money, dude. And that's what's crazy. Like if you look on LinkedIn, man, half these people that are doing these things, they're not making money, man. Because it's not the way it looks. It's not like, you have someone follow you around and you're like doing this. You're in meetings. You're talking to people. You're trying to make deals, and that's it. And a lot of times you're getting a lot of no's, and you're getting a lot of like, man, no one's buying my stuff. I got to figure out what it is. Right. And then if you're going at it alone, what's the one thing what's your weakness? Because that's probably something that's going to affect your business. So like if it's marketing, you can't market, you can't get new customers because you're not that good at marketing, or you're great at marketing, you're great at selling, but you're bad at systems. So that way you can't continue processing. So it's again, man, I don't even know why half these people would do it. I would discourage everybody to not do it. Bro, it's just not, don't do it. Like I think a lot of people, honestly, I was talking to my Thea yesterday, and she was like, so you're telling me you work 12 to 14 hours, you do all these things, and you're doing it for free? I go, yep, I'm doing it for equity. That, right now it's free because we're not making no money. But the chance we do make some money, we make, $12 million in a year. Boom. Yeah. Now, there are some things where you could do like government contracts. So you could potentially like get a government contract, right? And you could just be a janitor for, let's say, the VA. and you could be in your local area. You can get $1 million a year cleaning because you did government contracts.
Right.
That's something, right? There's different ways to do it. There's different hustles, man. But if you're going out there and you're trying to sell, if you're doing t-shirts, man, everybody's in t-shirt business. If you're doing this, everybody's into it. If you're like, you got to find out like what gives you your edge. And then there's a thing called like the blue ocean. Like you got to make your own, because everyone's doing t-shirts. Everyone's doing mentorship. Everyone's doing coaching. Everyone's doing all these things. It's like what really sets you apart from everyone else? And why do people want to give you money? And that's the conundrum, right? Like what makes you so special that people are willing to like do it. So it's crazy.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do
it. It's crazy because there is a person that I know right now works sort of like in Amazon or in a company like that, but on the side they want to start their own cleaning business. So they want to be able to go to homes, like Molly Maids or something like that, to where they go to houses and be able to clean it for you. So that's the outlook right now. So, but they're using, the finances that they're making from working to be able to slowly invest into what they hopefully will turn out to be, where they could now be like, I'm expanding. So now let me get employees and start my own sort of services to be able to do it. But I think you're right. I don't know if people really look into what's considered competitive and what's not. Because something like that, something like that, it's already being done. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, when I was in Jersey, we had Molly Maids. They will come, you pay them, I think it was $100 a week, and they will come and, do what, clean your whole apartment and everything else. But if it was expressed to that person that, hey, at least you have some vision, you have something that you're really passionate about and you're willing to commit to it to be able to do that. So, just go for it, I guess. But do you feel like it's harder now for entrepreneurship compared to the 1990s, the early 2000s?
Hell no, man.
No? You think it's easier now?
Hell yeah. If I want to create a company, man, I can go to different websites and create a company for like a couple $100. Man, you can do that. If I don't know anything about business, I can go online and figure it out. There's somebody telling me YouTube. I don't know how to do business financing. There's a YouTube channel for that. Right? I don't know how to do this. There's a book available. So I think it's way more easier now. I think the hard part is though, that's just like, man, what are you going to do? It's like, you got so many things. What are you going to do? There's so many ways to do this thing, man. It's crazy. But like I said, it's over glorified. People think this is something to be glorified. This is something to be amazing and all those things. And most of the time it's an emotional roller coaster, and you don't know how you're going to make it. And you just have to have faith in yourself, or you're just like, I'm just too dumb to quit.
Yeah.
But I don't think most people should do it, man. Cause like you're going to lose sleep. You're not like, it's not a healthy lifestyle. You're not fucking going to be healthy. You can do everything you can, but you're not getting enough sleep. You're not like, you're probably eating on the go. Whatever relationship you have is going to suffer because you got to like work. Right. Like I got up today and was like, I got to go back to work. I got to finish a couple things. Wife's like, okay. She understands. So I'm lucky, but you can only do that so much. Right. I'm working on a Saturday. I had to work all day Saturday on some different things. I had to work on yesterday. I worked on some stuff. Right. Today's Monday and you should feel rested. I woke up, was like, fuck, it's gonna be a long ass week, man.
Yeah.
Because we're averaging about 4 to 5 hours a night. And some people will tell you, hey, that's unhealthy. Right now, this is my kind of like where I'm at.
Right.
I'm having to dunk my head in cold water in the mornings just to wake up, because I fell asleep on the couch after the gym and I just went to sleep. I woke up like, okay, I gotta get ready. I gotta cut my hair. I get ready for my meeting. And then I finished another coffee. That's why I'm starting to be all jittery right now, because the coffee's starting to hit me. You know what I mean? It's the reality of life, man.
An espresso shot.
Yeah, man. It's not healthy, man. Like, and that's what I think people don't understand. Like, this stuff isn't the greatest thing. This is my prison. Like, this office is my prison. I tell my wife that, like, these 4 walls, man, they get really small when you're in here 14 hours a day. Yeah. And this is the only place you work at, right? Like, I go outside to go check the mail. Sometimes I don't go out for days because that's the only sunshine I'm getting is checking the mail. Why? Because my workstation's here. So,
yeah, but those are just to clear that you have a regular job though, aside from the additional self sort of employment that you're doing for yourself.
And that sucks worse because you got to still do work, right? Like, I got to my time to get better is working, right? So that's why I'm saying you're not going to your friend that's working at Amazon, man, kudos. But as long as they're okay making this deal, saying, okay, I'm going to chase my dreams after I get off of work.
Right.
But it looks like for a couple of years, I'm not going to get no sleep. As long as if you're okay with that shit, man, kudos to you. Go do it. If you start sitting there saying like, man, I want to go travel, I want to go do this, I want to go do that, homie, you better wait 10, 15 years until you hit it. You know what I mean? But that's me. It's just, you're just not going to get some sleep, man. You're going to have to make a deal that at some point you're not going to be unhealthy. Like, I'm meditating, I'm doing journals, I watch what I eat, I measure my food, my grams, right? I measure myself, I take weekly photos, I exercise, right? And so I'm very healthy, but like I've had to take 3 naps a day just to keep working because I'm having to work so much, right? Because you do have a regular job. What are you gonna do? Just not work? Like, who's gonna fucking pay you? They want you to work too, right? And so you gotta do that. And then when I get done with work, I gotta work on my other things. And then you got fires to put out. So that's stress, right? And something goes wrong, who's going to fix it? You are. So I think a lot of times when people are like, dude, it would be awesome to be my own boss. It's like, it is, but for the beginning part of it, you're captive. And so a lot of people don't know how to be their own boss, which means is like, I'm making myself work harder. So like I get a lunch, I have a lunch from 12 to 1 and I give myself a lunch. That's what I do. And then like today things happen where I'm like, oh, I got to work late. Like it's my own fault. And you got to punish yourself, right? Like, but if you can't keep doing it, some people have a hard time because when you're free, you'll be like, what do I got to do today? Like, okay, no, I got fucking to-do list. I got my fucking board up here, right? You know what I mean? It's like, okay, you know what I mean? We got things like that. I even today, like you got some things and you're like, I told my wife, like, okay, I just need to go through my to-do list. I need to knock out easy wins. Why is that? I just need to give myself momentum. Today's a bad day. But like I said, man, I don't think most people are meant to be entrepreneurs, and I would hope most people do not become